Yo, y'all chilling on the set of Friday, and I want y'all to peep out a movie that I wrote, starred in, co-produced. Check it out.
Now, your mama told me what happened to you yesterday. How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off?
Friday is one of those cult classics. Everybody knows Friday.
So, man?
Two dudes sitting on the porch. That's all the movie is, two dudes sitting on the porch.
Damn!
This is the first black stoner comedy.
You still ain't sold that weed, Smokey?
And I'm trying to, Worm. Niggas are broke these days.
It's almost a mirror image of what happens in a day in life in a hood.
Lord have mercy.
Every hood has these characters I drew from my own experiences.
What the hell's going on today? Smoking them tweeds and everything, huh?
Weed.
Oh!
This was a different story about growing up in South Central and growing up in the neighborhood.
I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
At the time when Friday came out, it was a lot of movies that was kind of depicting the hood as hardcore, the worst place on earth. Remember this?
Hey, man.
So we wanted to do something that showed how we felt about the hood growing up.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Weed is from the earth. God put this here for me and you. Take advantage, man.
Friday to me was sort of the comedic version of Boys in the Hood. You know, it's like the family on the block, the positive side of it and funny side of it.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes. Somebody open the window.
92 was the uprising in Los Angeles. We definitely felt we needed to have some levity here. We needed to have some fun here.
God damn. You got to be a stupid motherfucker to get fired on your day off.
A lot of people think that it's all doom and gloom, but it's just not the case, and we wanted to show a different side.
I thought you had a friend want to hook up with me.
I do.
Got a big booty?
Smokey, I am not trying to look at that girl's booty, all right?
No, you don't look at her booty before?
You know, just the funniest moments, you know, dealing with the funniest people.
Smokey, you know I ain't the smartest man in the world, but from over here, it look like you taking a shit.
All right, man.
We wanted to show that.
Oh, it's cool.
Damn!
Hollywood does two kind of movies, now three because of Friday. They do the gangster black movie.
Your mother and I never would have moved in this neighborhood if we had known you need a gun to walk down the damn street.
And they do Ain't Nobody Ever Gave Me Nothing. Every fucking movie is that. No matter, that's the subtext of it. Or they do the, look here, nigga, I'll cut your motherfucking throat. Then comes this thing, a comedy.
I don't want to have to fuck you up, Smokey. Playing with my money is like playing with my emotion.
I can't think of a lot of black comedies.
Smoke!
It was kind of slim pickings.
I ain't tripping.
I mean, it wasn't like it is now where you have a comedy starring African-American actors opening almost every weekend.
Hello?
My sister-in-law's baby cousin, Tracy, she told me she went to the show last night and she saw you there all hugged up with some tramp.
Your sister-in-law baby cousin Tracy is a goddamn... Yeah, she a lie. She didn't see me at no movies hugged up with nobody. As far as hood comedies, it wasn't a lot to go on at all. In Living Color was large at the time. Kid and Play was coming out with their house parties. We was like, yo, we need to do a movie about the LA hood and how it is out here.
This my hood. Fuck Worm. Boo! Huh?
At the time, Ice Cube was the hardest rapper in America, period. And in the world, period. West Coast, East Coast, it didn't matter.
NWA was telling the tale of the drug epidemic and the crime epidemic in Los Angeles. And Ice Cube was, as far as NWA was concerned, a prolific writer, and people certainly were able to recognize the level of talent and emotion that he had.
After he left NWA, he dropped America's Most Wanted and then Kill at Will, and nobody could touch him.
A fire had been lit, and studios were getting interested.
My decision to go from music to movies was in a way made for me. John Singleton put me in Boys in the Hood. I loved the process of making the movie, and I just saw this as another extension of entertainment, of what I love to do.
I heard they hiring too. You need to go down there and see what's up. Your out-of-work ass.
After I got Boys in the Hood, that's the first script I ever got. So I'm like, damn, this script was good. I'm getting, all of them are like this. Man, scripts start coming in. I was like, damn, will I ever be in another movie? You know what I'm saying? The scripts are so bad. Will I ever get to be in another movie? Because I kept turning them down. I said, man, let me write my own. I know it'll be good.
Now, Dana told me about that big snake situation.
Big worm.
Big worm, big hole, I don't give a damn.
At the time, F. Gary Gray was a wildly successful music video director, and Ice Cube wanted to work with him because he had worked with him on some very successful music videos.
We did True to the Game, Today Was a Good Day, and a few other videos, and I got this phone call just out of nowhere, and Cube was like, we've done these music videos, that's cool and all, but what do you think about doing a movie? And it'll be about two guys in the hood, a day in a life. He said, we'll call it Friday. I'm like, okay, let's figure it out. And I think he was on tour in Europe, and he started just writing and sending pages immediately.
What I'm tripping on is how you gonna sell bud and you smoke.
I don't know. That's my only problem.
I would ride on the bus, ride in the hotels. I would call Pooh. We'd have long conversations about what I wrote, what I'm about to write. Try to do a scene like this, or try to do a scene like that.
Why you tripping, Debo? Shut up, fuck, I'll knock your ass out.
I would get, 10 pages here or, 8 pages there, and I'm reading this stuff and I'm thinking, wow, this is actually pretty funny.
Oh man, I'll wait till you come out.
Boy, bring your ass off up in here. What you talking about? You wait till I come out. I smelled your shit for 22 years. Now you can't smell mine for 5 minutes.
Through that process, we came back with a script. It was long, but it was a good script.
Look at her. Now she gonna be ashamed of herself coming out looking like that. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine. I'm on my way to work.
Well, call me when you get home.
Okay.
I remember when I first got the script, I just thought it was real funny before I knew who was gonna be doing it, And I just thought, boy, this is something different,
I kill him! Jerry Curl looking rough. Baby, we just playing. Get you. Goddamn devil!
Our initial intention for Friday was to shoot it ourselves. This is our first movie, and we just didn't think Hollywood was gonna give us the leeway to shoot it how we envisioned it. It was just too hard to try to pull it off, and we wouldn't have got the movie that we have now. So New Line came in right at the 11th hour and said, we won't touch the script. We won't even come down to the set. All we want to do is approve the cast.
Ice Cube was pitched as the lead and as the linchpin for getting the movie made, but there was a bit of a confidence gap that he could go not only from being a rapper to being an actor, but now to being a comedian. The guy didn't even smile, for Christ's sakes.
I remember telling Chris, yo, Ice Cube's doing this comedy. He's like, Ice Cube? Because it's Cube, Cube was Jerry Curl talking shit, a local folk hero.
It was a quantum leap, and there was no guarantee that it was gonna work. I could see him playing Debo, but for him to play Craig...
Oh, shit. Here come Debo, give me your stuff.
Oh, shit. Afraid of someone else. You just didn't expect that for him, not at all. He had to really kind of step up to the plate and deliver another character, and he could have completely failed. That's just real. There was a lot of sleepless nights for me because I could have been the one who was single-handedly responsible for destroying his career.
Are you high?
Huh?
Are you high?
No, why you say that?
Because you look like you've been smoking.
I just think Ice Cube is an innovator. I think he's really one of those people that has such a creative mind, and he understands the importance of constantly recreating yourself.
Get your ass up. When we originally wrote it, me and Pooh were gonna play Craig and Smokey. Pooh ended up playing Red.
What's up, Red?
DJ Pooh was a writer and a producer, and he and Cube were friends.
Give it up, Red. Come on, Debo, stall him out. Why you tripping, Debo? Shut up, fuck, I'll knock your ass out.
Oh, man, that's messed up. Won't you give him back his chain?
New Line wouldn't sign off on Pooh. It was like, the role was a little too big just to take a chance on that. You guys got to find somebody that we sign off on.
You gonna cry in the car.
Chris Tucker, I remember seeing him in the Def Comedy Jam series, and he was one of the funniest comedians alive.
Break yourself, fool!
Cube had the idea of auditioning him. He came in for his first audition, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all.
Sup, Smokey?
Fuck you.
He was out of it because of every audition he wasn't getting. And so he went in there and it sucked.
We looked at the tapes and we were like, eh.
Hey, wait a minute, man. I ain't gonna be supplying you. You gonna be talking about my shit.
I had seen Chris Tucker do Def Comedy Jam, and Chris Tucker was in House Party 3. And I'm like, I know that dude. I know he gonna be hot if we get him. So we fought.
We knew the guy was brilliant. He was a diamond in the rough. If I could find the tools to actually kind of just bring it out of him, we knew that he was the man.
Just give me 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4.
And so he came in a second time, and he did a really good job.
Oh yeah, he said he smashed it. And I know when he smashed it, he's like, oh, I smashed it, man. I was like, oh, I did all that shit, man. It was going crazy in the room.
Action!
We were really lucky with the cast. I was a first-time director, and so I went into it blind. I didn't know if I would get a good or bad performance out of a comedian. I just knew if someone was right. I could see this person in this environment, in the hood.
Hey, he's there. What? You better not tell nobody, man.
Hey, Smokey back here taking a shit!
He's there.
Well, I ain't gonna tell nobody else.
All these characters in Friday come from people that I've seen or know, or people that's in my old neighborhood.
Come here.
We knew we needed people in place who knew these characters, and it's gonna be dope.
What's up, Big Worm? Big Worm?
I knew a guy that looked like Big Worm named Bird. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, oh yeah, I know this nigga. If you ain't got my money or my bud, I'm killing you and him. I remember the auditions going in there as Big Worm.
You gonna kill me?
Fuck out my face. They would ask me questions. How you doing, nigga? How the fuck you think I'm doing? You know, Gary was like, they was like, yeah.
The good thing about most of the people we cast is they had some sort of connection or experience within the neighborhood, whether they came from the neighborhood or not.
Damn, Smoke, what you doing knocking like you the damn police? I'm in here on the phone.
We all knew what movie we were making, and we all knew the characters in the movie.
What's up, Stanley? Well, fuck you then, punk.
So there was this kind of synergy with all the choices that ultimately worked out.
Hey, Dad.
Oh,
What happened to you? Got bit in the ass today, son. By a stinking ass filthy dog.
John Witherspoon never did any line the same way.
I said, doggy, please don't bite me, dog. And I turned around to jump over the fence. The dog grabbed my ass.
That was one of the most terrifying aspects of making that movie. The script supervisor sitting there and her saying, John, the line is blah, 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 and him going, yeah.
You ain't telling me shit. Y'all get on the front foot with all that damn noise.
I think the rule is it's tough directing kids, pets, and comedians.
Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston, we call this here a little twin. Wow. Nigga.
I didn't make that rule up. It's just a rule where you would experience a certain level of discipline with an actor. That discipline goes out of the door with a comedian.
She'll be back. Another Quaalude, she'll love me in the morning. Ain't that right, Frank?
We would fuck with Gary the whole time. We were all like kids in detention.
Can I have my chili Fritos?
Can't have shit, I'm closed, fat boy.
Mama!
Gary just let us do our thing. I remember hearing from him just saying action and cut, and y'all quit fucking with me.
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm suing y'all. I want $150,000. But we can settle out of court right now for $20.
Man, get your punk ass up. It ain't even wet over here.
And to have so many comedians in one movie, that was a task, especially when you just don't have a lot of time.
Man, you know how much money you can get for a slip and fall in the stove?
And you need to stay off that crack, man.
Get out.
But the flip side to that is a comedian could bring you just raw instinct and these gems that you couldn't get from an actor.
How you doing, Brother Craig? How you doing?
Bernie Mac, in the time he spent on our screen, ate the screen up.
Excuse me, brother. What we call drugs is 74th Street Baptist Church. We call us sin.
Now we've lost him, and there will never be another Bernie Mac.
Lord have mercy.
Now had assembled what would be a stellar cast for Hollywood. Nia Long was so beautiful. She was one of the people that auditioned, and after you saw her, you knew you weren't going to see anybody else.
Oh, boy.
Paula J. Parker, she had the long fingernails, and she was Cube's girlfriend in there.
Fuck you, motherfucker. You think you're slick? Gonna come over here and ask me for some money. Well, ask that bitch for some money.
We had Regina King, who later went on to do movies with Will Smith. We had Tiny Lister, who was known as Debo. Tiny Lister built a career. I think we all acknowledged that we had an eye for talent.
Man, where you get that from? Your mama? Fuck you. Fuck you. Come on outside, man. Stop playing.
When you got comedians as good as those guys, you know, and able to come up with stuff, it just makes the movie better.
Damn! Miss Parker just don't know.
You just know when things gonna work. When me and Cube was watching the dailies in his room on the first Friday, we knew Chris Tucker was gonna become the superstar. Just from the dailies, the rough cuts.
Cut it! Writing the movie and giving it to Gary Gray, I was actually more relieved that he was doing the movie, because even though he had never directed a movie before, I knew that he was from the neighborhood and he would know the comedy.
You say this was Indo. Smell like outdoor.
I wouldn't have to explain to him what Debo is all about.
I thought you had $200.
I do, but I won't spend Red's money.
He already knew. He already knew everything about a neighborhood like this. As a matter of fact, we shot it on his old block where he used to live.
When I was in junior high school, I lived on that block. And if you remember the scene with Debo when he knocks out Red,
Yeah!
that's the house that I grew up in. I think I had a leg up in the process because there was no research. I didn't have to do a lot of research. I just knew it and I felt it.
I need to borrow your car right quick.
You need to borrow a job with your broke ass.
Remember that.
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
You couldn't shoot a film called Friday about living in South Central in Chicago. There's a definite feeling when you go to the hood, when you go to South Central LA, the palm trees. You can't find that anyplace else. So I definitely think the neighborhood served as a character in the film and is a really important sort of backdrop to all the funny stuff that goes on.
Excuse me. What? Could y'all stay out for grass, please? Thank you.
We had full cooperation with the entire neighborhood, but there was one night, one of the neighbors came out, and I think he was drunk, and he was belligerent, and he just wouldn't move. He just wouldn't move. He said, hey, you know what, I'm not moving. You can shoot whatever you're gonna shoot, but I'm not moving.
But he would go off a couple of times, you know. I don't know what he'd be saying, but he was down on the other end,
really?
you know, and we just kept on filming, you know.
If you watch that scene where Chris Tucker's smoking with his partners in the lowrider, you'll see a guy way in the background sitting on a brick wall.
Shut up and take a hit.
And that's the one neighbor that just kind of came out one night and just really didn't care.
I think it was the first movie that I'd ever worked on where I couldn't wait to get to work.
The set was an incredibly fun place to be. Despite the lack of money, despite the lack of time, despite the rigors of a first-time director and a second-time actor, it really went beautifully.
It was easy to do this movie because when you have a lot of people who are really good at what they do, you just start rolling the cameras and something's gonna come out.
Got it. Good. Good. Yeah.
When I saw the first cut, I thought, wow, this really didn't work.
Take it easier, sir. It's Angel does, Holmes.
I think I showed it to Chris Tucker and Faison, and they watched it, and they're like, this doesn't work.
You smoking my weed too? I'ma kill you and Smokey because you playing with my emotions. Well, I remember the first time Chris and I saw this movie, he was like, oh, this is some bullshit. Chris was like, man, our careers is over. I was like, nah, what do you mean, ours?
Why you hook me up with that fat-ass bald-head girl? Talking about she look like Janet Jackson. Bitch got out of the car looking more like Freddie Jackson. God damn!
We all thought we failed.
Drive-by!
And we tested it for our audience.
I remember watching it going, okay. And they cut it off and the kids went crazy.
When the film opened, we saw the lines, okay, we've got a hit on our hands.
We knocked it out of the park, and we haven't turned back.
That it has lasted and endured, that it has become the Friday cult classic that you have to own, that you have to see 3 or 4 times. I think we, pretty much delivered the goods.
Friday is one of those films, even today, that it's like, you were in Friday. I love that movie. And the funny thing about Friday fans is that they don't just say you were in the movie, they start reciting the lines of the movie.
Hi, you guys.
Hey. I hear people even when they stop me, hey, Mr. Parker, where's Miss Parker? Said she's at the house.
It's Friday! It's Friday! Oh, shit!
Oh, absolutely. Miss Parker, Miss Parker, Miss Parker. People say that line. They say, hi, Miss Parker. They want me to say, hi, boys.
Hi, Miss Parker.
Hi, boys.
You can't replace them kind of characters. People don't fall in love with them. I get called Debo everywhere I go.
You know when I found out Friday was a hit? I went to South Africa, and I'm in the middle of the bush. I'm shooting a movie there. I see this guy walking. Then we invite him over to, see the scene, and he's like, Big Worm. And I said, did this motherfucker just call me Big Worm? I was like, what'd you say? He says, Big Worm, Big Perm. That's when I was like, that motherfucking movie. This Bush motherfucker ain't even got no shoes on. And he's talking about Big Worm, Big Perm. That blew my head. That's when I knew it was a hit.
Almost everyone who was in this movie just turned into a gigantic star.
Look, he need me.
We knew that Chris Tucker was going to be a huge star. You couldn't stop looking at him. You just didn't know what he was going to do next.
Why you hook me up with that fat-ass bald-head girl? Don't laugh, it ain't funny.
Everyone went on to do their own thing, but if you really look close, you'll see Michael Clark Duncan in the movie. He was an extra, and to this day, he will not let me live down the fact that he asked me for a line in the movie, and I couldn't give it to him. Michael, listen, we didn't have any money back then.
Gary's career after Friday. I like to call it the meteoric rise of F. Gary Gray. Set it off. Negotiator, The Italian Job. He's planning some more mind-blowing stuff right now.
I had swore only to do one and leave it alone. But then, the more and more fans was asking for it, and, that's when I ran into Mike Epps. It worked. People like Next Friday, and Friday After Next. People have their favorites. It's hard for me to top the first one.
Tell your mama leave it.
In a little while, why?
Cause I wanna smoke this joint.
The reason the movies are so popular because everybody can relate to it.
I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today.
The whole essence of what a life in a day in the hood is all about.
That's what it is.
That movie hit on it. It hit it.
And everybody still smokes weed.
There's no way we would have imagined that Friday would take off and become a phenomenon. But what's kind of cool about the movie is it lives on in a strange way.
For most people, Friday is just a day before the weekend. But after this Friday, the neighborhood will never be the same.